Hello and welcome back to another out of spec detailing video here from a little bit chilly Austin, Texas. Behind me really needs no introduction, but we have a Tesla Cybertruck here. And I flew down here yesterday with a gamut of products trying to figure out how the heck do you actually clean this thing, from waterless washes to isopropyl alcohol to detail sprays and different products like that, as well as testing household goods. There's going to be a ton of videos on this. I broke them up into different segments so you guys can pick and choose what you really want. And then kind of at the end, I'm going to figure out, okay, what overall is best for Cybertruck? One of my big questions I had, can you protect the stainless steel on here as far as ceramic coatings, as far as spray waxes, sealants, somewhat ceramic coating infused sprayable forms? Like I'm really interested in that. Will it help with fingerprints, anything like that, or is it going to make an absolute mess? Well, we're going to find all of that and more today in today's out of spec detailing video. Let's jump into it. Next to me here on the tailgate, we have a bunch of different products from Adams Polishes, Geon, and Jade Ceramics. Now, I reached out to Adams and Jade and said, hey, I'm heading down to Austin. I want some products that you think could work on stainless steel that you may want me to try. There's a ton of stuff we don't really know about this, and I am learning so much today. My brain is at the point of exhaustion of just the amount of information I'm absorbing and trying to put it on video in a cohesive way so you guys actually understand what the heck I'm talking about. But there's a ton of interesting things I've learned. Household products are really not ideal other than Windex. Windex has been like the dark horse today. Every time I need some help on here with streaks and fingerprints and things like that, just grab a bottle of Windex, boom, hit it. Way better than isopropyl alcohol. I made a whole video talking about a few different quick wipe up things, but now it's really time for the protection. So let's talk a little bit about the products we actually have here. So going from buttery wax all the way down to a little bit more of a light term ceramic coating, if you will. So let's start down here. So Reboot Plus, this is an SiO2 based formulation with graphene oxide in it. I'll be perfectly honest, I am not the largest fan of graphene. I haven't played with it a lot. My personal opinion is it seems like a big marketing hype. And yeah, I haven't really played with it much, to be honest. It seems like a lot of companies came out with graphene infused this, graphene infused that, like graphene infused tire shine. Like, what do you need that for? Just put on normal tire shine. I think it was a way to get sales in. I haven't played much with it because I was a little weirded out about the tactic of how they presented it. That's my personal opinion. I know these two companies produce a lot of it, probably don't like me saying that, but that's my personal opinion. And I'm very happy and open to learning more in the future and testing these things. Now, with Jade Ceramics, it's of course made by B&B Blending. I was talking with their chemist and he's got a lot of interesting things to say about graphene. So I'm open to learning about that. It's a whole nother discussion. Just wanted to tell you about that. This is saying around a 9 to 12 month protection on here. So it's like a light version of a ceramic coating with graphene in it, with silicon dioxide. I'm also not a huge fan of silicon dioxide. Typically, I find it streaks a lot on like coating toppers or things like that, or ceramic coatings for that fact, that use heavily silicon dioxide, SiO2 components in them. Typically all the coatings I use are made with polyxylates. I don't even know the name of them. It's a crazy word, but I like those a lot better. They go on a lot smoother. They don't streak. They're not as tacky and grabby. So it's interesting how these sprays, they're kind of saying are made to make it hyper slick and things like that. So really, really interesting. Relay is a less aggressive version of Reboot. Now I'll tell you, I've already tried Reboot, did not go well. I tried it on the front and it basically like turned the panel orange, and I've been kind of working on it to try and get that back off now. Still need to play with it a little bit more. So I think this will be interesting to try. It's just a light layer of protection. Moving down, Graphene CS3. I believe this is somewhere in between Relay. This could be like probably somewhere in between here where it's not quite Reboot Plus, but it's a little bit more aggressive than Relay here. I need to play with it. I haven't used that product. It'll be interesting. Again, the graphene thing I'm not super into, just to be totally transparent. Miracle Mist, they are claiming, is a modern detail spray. So, you know, heavily SiO2 infused with it, said it's cross-linking polymers and all this stuff that like most people don't understand. Basically, this is going to add a little bit of protection very simply. It's going to add a lot of slickness to it, but we're going to see how it's going to react to the stainless. Now again, this bottle, I wish I had the right bottle. I broke mine. I was in a scramble to get down here and had to put it in a spare bottle I had. So this is P&S Beadmaker. Beadmaker is one of my absolute favorite products I use. I use this on door jambs, I use it on windows, on wheels, whatever. I kind of use it like a waterless wash or a detail spray. Adds a little bit of protection. You can use it on ceramic coatings. It doesn't streak, goes on perfect, and the slickness is insane. Now we get to these two. I am not a wax guy at all. Adams wanted me to test these because they were curious. What does it actually do to stainless steel? These are carnauba based, of course, typically, as you've seen. Now, my personal opinion, like I said, not a big wax guy. I just kind of find it's not really worth using. You're applying it so much. Like on a glossy vehicle, you're having to apply it every month, potential of causing scratches. Just ceramic coat the car, save yourself some time. I really don't think that carnauba's at the point where it gives it that glow much more than a very deeply polished, perfectly corrected, and ceramic coated car. That's my personal opinion. But these will be interesting to test because this is an applicator based one and this is a spray based one. So be very anxious to try that. So let's just get going here. I'm going to test in small little sections above the windshield here because I'm not sure how these are going to react. Next video, we're going to get into full strength ceramic coatings. If I dare, if these get to the point where I'm like, I'm not using that, then I don't want to mess up this owner's truck here. I'm not about doing any of that. So we're gonna play with it and see how it does. Let's try this out. Spray wax from Adams. Let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna do these in little small sections and see what the heck this stuff does. So made it brown, of course. I'm gonna leave these little spots so you can see what it actually looks like. So that is a no-go from me. And Adams, as I told them, it is completely and absolutely okay if I don't like some of this stuff. They're just ready for it. Holy smokes, that's a lot of wax. So let's just try a little bit here. Just go right next to it. And it pulls black off of it, which is really interesting. Very similar to what I've seen from Brilliant Glaze, which is a product that I could have put in here, but it's not really protection. So that's interesting. So let's wipe that off. Not liking that either. So now let's move into the real sprayables. These are more on the ceramic coating-ish realm. Like I said, SiO2 infused, more of a sealant, not a full strength ceramic coating. The waxes really don't look good at all. I'll show you up close and personal later. But again, this is P&S Beadmaker. Let me get this bottle open here, spray a little bit on here. Very anxious to test this out and see what it actually looks like. And same thing, really makes it a lot darker. Now, I think the important thing with the stainless here is to keep it that bright color, that bright stainless steel, which I like that Windex is doing. So this is definitely making it too dark in my opinion. I'm gonna flip the towel over here. We're gonna move on up. Now, I think this is only gonna get worse as we go here. That's my personal opinion. So I have Miracle Mist now. Again, SiO2 base infused here. Oh, wow. That made it very orange. That's probably the worst one so far. So I'm just trying little test sections here so I can see back to back to back what they do. Wow, this is fascinating. So protection so far, not looking good. Now I'm very curious to see, I'll do some test spots later on in another video, if I can actually go in and ceramic coat it. Now this is Graphene CS3 from Adams. That's the best looking one so far. Best looking one so far. Let me grab a fresh towel and play with that a little bit more. And again, this is Graphene CS3 from Adams. Let's apply a little bit more on here. Go a little bit larger spot, kind of work it in a little bit more. Huh. Okay. Yeah, still getting that brown effect. I'll definitely bring you guys in and show you that because it's really interesting what it looks like. But it's interesting. It's kind of, it's not actually making it slicker. Whoa, this is so strange. Next here, on to Relay from Jade Ceramics. This is also an interesting one. Again, remember, this has the graphene base on it. Interesting. Let me try that one more little time here. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting results there. I'll definitely bring you in and show you later. And lastly, let's try the last like real sprayable one here. And this is Reboot Plus. Again, a stronger version of the Relay going on here. And that made an absolute mess. All right, fascinating results here. So I'm gonna grab you guys off the tripod and you're gonna see all these little spots, and man, oh man, does it look wild. I've tried to keep these in order, but let me show you the results. I'll tell you during the camera what it's actually looking like. So this here, you can see it's turned it very goldy, a little bit brown. This was the spray wax. Next to it here, this was the buttery wax. You can see it really smeared it up and actually didn't really make it much slicker, I would say, which is interesting. This here is P&S Bead Maker, one that I was kind of hoping would be awesome. Didn't really turn out all that great. Miracle Mist Plus over here, heavily SiO2 based. That's what I expected from SiO2. Really deep in the color. That one I would say looks just as bad as Reboot Plus, which is over here. You can see how brown that turns it. Really don't like that. I want to maintain this very silvery finish here. I think that's the way this stainless steel should look. Next on here, where am I at? Oh my goodness. So I believe this to be the Relay up here, which is the lightest. That kind of makes sense. And this is Graphene CS3 here. So interesting results. My thought process from here, man, oh man, you can really see that now. None of these work. These don't do anything good on the Tesla Cybertruck. So my thoughts as far as coatings, I'm going to work on one area to try and coat it. This is the only area we have an exposed stainless that is out of the way. I'm going to test this on this side and one on this side as well. Very, very interesting results here. So as far as sprayable protection, it is not looking good for the stainless steel on the Tesla Cybertruck. Thanks so much for watching another out of spec detailing video. We'll see you in the next one very, very soon. Bye-bye.